Gopi sir, when we started the campaign, I had a chat with you. It's almost towards the end of the campaign because we have just Satvik Chirag left now. How do you look back at the campaign?
Overall, I think it's been good, I would say. A silver in the team championship is something which is a really good medal. Although we had our chances, I think I would still say I think it's a tough event with the top teams of the world literally here. So I think it's a great silver medal to have there. Prannoy's bronze in the men's singles is a fantastic thing. I think overall, the way he played, he fought, he had his issues with the back, he had his fitness issues, but I think he came out and pulled those two important matches, whether it's in the team championship or the individual event, I think has been phenomenal. The way he's come back and fought is really something which I'm really proud of. Satvik Chirag have been definitely the pair in the world which is doing well. They're coming in, if on any list, they would be one of the favorites. And they're here at the semi-finals, and hopefully they'll come out with higher medals.
Talking about one of the medal prospects, we had spoken about Sindhu, but she lost her quarterfinal match. So recently, Sindhu has been, not in the best of her forms. How do you see it going forward towards Paris?
Well, I think it was the quarterfinals which she lost against Hibin Zhao. Yes, she's beaten a few players in here, so there are a few positives she can take back. I'm sure, I think she and her coach Hafiza are working towards ensuring that they come back stronger in the next tournaments. There are a lot of tournaments coming up, so there are a lot of chances for her to kind of come out with better performances, and I'm sure it will happen in the coming days.
Talking about Prannoy's quarterfinal encounter, in the second game, he was almost close to winning it, and then he lost the second game. Then he came back in the third game. There also he was down, and it was a little up and down. So in the middle of the third game, what were you telling him? Did you tell him something to just keep him going at that point?
Well, I think it's just important that you stick, and then you stick with whatever is the plan. It just stick, and whether it's playing slow or fast and the drive. I think beyond a point, it was almost in the end game was more like a street fight. It was like everybody was just going out there and playing, and the strategy didn't really mean anything. It's just the person who's hungry to win, who wants to stick, and who's gritty and not ready to give up. I think those are the ones which Prannoy did in the end, and that's what really worked.
A medal after 40 odd years in men's single, how does that feel?
I don't know the history, but this medal is superb. I think the way he's won it is fantastic. The conditions with he's come from and where he's ended up with, I think this bronze is worth a lot more than the bronze which it is.
Gopi sir, next I think is the Denmark Open. So
we have the circuit continuously. Some of the players have gone to Finland already. We have the Denmark and France and Hilo after that, and then the whole circuit continues. So I think it's an important time. The players just need to go out there week after week and keep pushing themselves, and hopefully we'll come back with a bigger contingent, with a big contingent in at the Paris Olympics, and hopefully a few more medals.
Sir, one more question on mental health. How exactly in this sort of a hectic, because we know that badminton competitions are badminton tournaments are on and on and on throughout the year. So how does, as a player, can someone keep themselves going? And also as a coach, how do you kind of try to bring the best out of them? I'm talking about mentally.
Well, I think it's important that you celebrate what you have rather than think about what you've missed out. I think you need to be happy, and I think the secret is that you need to enjoy the process, not just think about the result at the end of the day, because it's a long tour. It's always on tour, and I think you have to figure your mistakes, you have to correct your mistakes on tour itself. So the only way is if you enjoy the process. If you start looking at the results all the time, then definitely you'll have a bad patch, at some point of time, and if you start focusing on that, then you've messed up the whole equation.
Uh, Second last question, I would say. How would you rate Olympics, Asian Games, and World Championships? I mean, what would be the order?
In terms of the quality of competition,
Yeah.
I would say World Championships and Asian Games would be tougher than the Olympics. Because Olympics has restricted entries. Here, every country gets 2. So you've got 2 Chinese, 2 Koreans, 2 Malaysians, 2 Indonesians, 2 Japanese, and that's a lot of them. Along with Chinese Taipei and Hong Kong, that's a lot of them. Whereas at the Olympics, you know that the only top 16 are going to be there from across the world. And in the doubles events, only maybe top 8 or 9 pairs are solid enough, or maybe 13 pairs are going to be solid enough in that sense. But here there are probably 20 pairs who are solid. So this definitely is a tough event.
Looking forward to Paris from here.
Well, there is still time. I just hope that the year goes well, and the next 6 months of the next year before Paris goes well. We have a big contingent going there. And I do believe that all of the players who will qualify do have a chance for a medal there.
One last question. Satvik Chirag's semi-final match. Thoughts on that?
As I said, they come into the tournament as one of the favorites. And I do believe that they have the ability to smash through anybody's defense. These are slow courts here. It's a very physical game out there. It's going to be not easy, and I just hope that we kind of get there to the finals in good shape.
Thank you so much, sir, for interacting with us.